No, but the important thing is you don't see the British pound tick up in strength. Now here's the thing. You don't want to look at this change. It goes from 50 to 75. Big deal. I like to look at moves up of whole points. So until the British pound goes over 4, remember we're looking at this on a number line from 0 to 10. If the British pound is at between 3 and 4, if it's anywhere in here, I don't care about 3.5 to 3.75. What I want to see is this go from 3.5 to 4. And yes, the quarter of a point is important. So I'm only concerned about whole numbers. I don't care if it goes up, by 0.25 or even 0.5. I want to see the thing move up in 1 point increments. So 3.5, it needs to go up to 4 to have gained significant strength in my mind. Now the US dollar, the reason why it's significant is because it went from 1, then to 2, and then to 3. See, there's whole number jumps. It's getting stronger, which leads me to believe that the move is going to continue. Now if the US dollar continues to go up, and this turns from 3 then into 4, then I'll assume that the likely direction is down. So let's recap this. Remember, we're not trying to predict the market. Nothing will do that. There's no tool on the face of the planet that will predict the future for you. Only God knows the future. But we can get an early signal on when the strength of our currency is starting to decline. Now again, remember, the British pound went down initially on the announcement. So it's moving up, but the strength went down. What does that mean? Well, that means that the Swiss franc, the Canadian, the yen, that these three currencies got really, really strong, but they got stronger than the British pound. So overall, the currency pairs that trade against the British pound, on this initial spike, the strength was actually going down. Okay? The US dollar dropped. It dropped more than the British pound. Now, since we're trading the pound versus the dollar, that's very important information. Then, as the market started to peak out, what did we see? We saw that the US dollar went from a strength of 1 to strength of 2, and that the British pound went from a strength of 4 to a strength of 3. See that? It was a whole point difference from 1 to 2, from 4 to 3. That's what clues us in that the market is weak up here and we have an opportunity to exit, take some partial profits or take our entire profit off of the table, and then we can monitor the trade by continuing to look at the overall strength. US dollar goes from 1 to 2 to 3. The British pound went from 4 to 3 and has stayed there. So with the US dollar strength increasing, the British pound strength staying the same, you're going to see continued weakness.